Okay, good evening and welcome. Announcements. All open sessions of the Board of Trustees are recorded and streamed in real time at www.fuhsd.net. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 4:31 p.m. at Fallbrook Union High School Library, 2400 South Stagecoach Lane, Fallbrook, California, 92028. Closed session agenda is the following. Public Employment, Discipline, Dismissal, and Release, Government Code, Section 54957. Conference with legal counsel, pending litigation, Government Code, Section 54956.9D1. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation, pursuant to Government Code 54956.9D2. Conference with labor negotiations, Government Code, Section 54957.6. District Negotiator is Ilsa Garza Gonzalez, Superintendent. Employee organizations are FHSTA and SEIU. Unrepresented employees, classified management, certificated management, and confidential employees. Student discipline reinstatement case number 11F2425 and 02F2526. Opportunity for members of the board, members of the public to address the board on any item described in this agenda for the closed session is now. Opportunity will be granted for open sessions as well. Government Code Section 54954.3. Do we have any closed session comments?
We do not.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and adjourn to close session. Thank you. Hello and welcome. We're going to go ahead and reconvene open session at 5:33 p.m. Announcements. All open sessions of the Board of Trustees are recorded and streamed in real time at www.fuhst.net. Can we please stand for the flag salute? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a roll call. Board of Trustees, Oscar Caralampio, President, is present. Eddie Jones, Vice President.
Present.
Teonado Darte, Clerk, is not here today. Paul Christensen, Trustee, is not here today. And Chris Haskell, Trustee.
Present.
Next, we have Superintendent Ilsa Garza Gonzalez.
Present.
We're going to go ahead and review our governing team's norms. The Board of Trustees' approved norms are that we be approachable, be respectful, be open-minded, be communicative with no surprises, be willing to listen, be prepared, and be trustworthy. Report for closed session. Public employment, discipline, dismissal, and release, Government Code Section 54957, nothing to report. Conference with legal counsel pending litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9D1, nothing to report. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2, nothing to report. Conference with labor negotiations, Government Code Section 54957.6. District negotiators Ilsa Garza Gonzalez, Superintendent. Employee organizations are FHSTA and SEIU. Unrepresented employees are classified management, certificated management, and confidential employees. Nothing to report. Student discipline, reinstatement case number 11F2425 and 02F2526. Nothing to report. It will come as an action item later in the meeting. We're going to go ahead and adopt the agenda. May I get a motion?
Yeah, motion that we go ahead and adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Rodarte. Mr. Haskell, sorry. My bad. We have any additions, deletions, or corrections? None? Perfect. Mr. Caralampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin the meeting with recognitions. First up is Fallbrook's Finest, August 2026.
Have the board stand in front of the dais, please. We are recognizing Fallbrook's Finest department or employees, and we are thrilled to recognize Adalberto Perez and Jose Perez from MOT as Fallbrook's Finest. Beto and Jose, if you are here, if you could please come forward. Throughout this summer, Beto, as he is commonly known, and Jose have worked tirelessly to maximize and beautify the instructional spaces at Ivy and Oasis high schools. They took our creative, ambitious vision and transformed them into a beautiful reality. Working with outstanding craftsmanship, they executed every project efficiently, professionally, and with incredible skill. No matter how complex or unique the design ideas were, Beto and Jose brought them to life. Beyond their exceptional technical talents, they were an absolute pleasure to work alongside. They consistently went out of their way to provide extra help, think outside of the box, and solve challenges with a positive attitude, and always with a smile. Thank you, Beto and Jose. Jose is the only one here tonight, so thank Beto for us, for your dedication, hard work, and brilliant craftsmanship in creating inspiring spaces for our students. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we are recognizing Fallbrook's finest community partner. This month, Fallbrook Union High School District is pleased to recognize Costco Wholesale in Temecula as Fallbrook's finest community partner. With us today, representing Costco Wholesale in Temecula, is Victoria Cervantes. Victoria, if you could please come forward. Through Costco Wholesale's 2026 Charity Backpack Program, the Temecula warehouse was selected to distribute 384 high school backpacks to local students. These clear backpacks were donated to FUHSD along with a $500 Costco gift card to help purchase needed supplies. The program is fully funded through Costco's charitable giving and is specifically designed to support schools serving communities where at least 50% of students qualify for free or reduced lunch. This initiative helps ensure that students have the supplies they need to begin the school year prepared and ready to learn. And Victoria, thank you so much for having Costco Wholesale in Temecula choose Fallbrook Union High School District. I know a lot of the times charitable organizations like these focus on the younger children, but our teenagers need that support as well. So thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry about that. Next, I'd like to invite Ms. Stanwyck from our FFA program to recognize students that participated in the San Diego County Fair Fallbrook FFA Livestock Week student recognition. And board, if you'd like to stand with the students, please feel free to do so.
Some of these, is the mic on? Some of these students came from sports practices, so they're not all in uniform today, but here they are. So I'm going to give a little speech about them and what their accomplishments were this summer. So this summer, approximately 65 Fallbrook FFA students participated in the San Diego County Fair, exhibiting livestock projects and showcasing their agriculture skills. Our livestock exhibitors had an outstanding week, exhibiting nearly 90 livestock animals, earning approximately half of the market classes in both beef and swine class winners, along with numerous top placements in lamb, goat, and pig showmanship. Students earned multiple FFA champion and reserve champion titles, including FFA beef champion, FFA swine champion, FFA lamb champion, FFA reserve lamb champion, and FFA reserve goat champion, as well as reserve overall beef champion and several top finishes in master showmanship. Our students also demonstrated their technical skills through our welding program and floral design projects. Students fabricated 6 different weld coupon joints representing common practices in shielded metal arc, welding, and gas metal arc. The completed weld coupons were mounted on display boards evaluated by professional members of the welding industry and displayed at the San Diego County Fair. In our floral design contest, we had one student participate in arranging in the vase off and design a small garden container. We are incredibly proud of the hard work, dedication, and professionalism of our students. These projects provide meaningful opportunities for our students to develop technical skills, responsibility, communication, and career readiness skills while representing Fallbrook High School in our agriculture program. Thank you for all of you who took time out of your summer to visit our agriculture students in the San Diego County Fair. I'm going to go through and I'll have our students introduce themselves. We have a lot of students not here today. A lot of our students who placed really well actually were graduated seniors, so they are off at college. We were able to catch a few of them before they've left that are here tonight. In our swine showmanship, we had Charlie Arend place 9th overall. and Clayton Kreitz and Morgan Mishalke placed second and seventh, respectively. We had in our lamb, Kayla Bano did fourth overall, and Emma Russell seventh in the novice. And in advanced, Molly Schmier got first overall, and Morgan Mishalke got second. Kaden Grody in the steer got first overall. Clayton Kreitz got second in advanced. Linnea Harrington third. Abby Haas fourth. Landon Kreitz sixth. Maddie Aravitz seventh. Michaela Grody ninth. And Mackenzie McLean 10th. And in our GOAT, we had in the advanced class Brooklyn McAlexander third and Costadina Angelopoulos fourth. Eiley Tremble in the novice for second. Costadina Angelopoulos got second in advanced master showmanship. Morgan Mishalke fifth and Molly Schmier seventh. Kaden Grody got second in the novice competition. And then for our champion awards, we have Linnea Harrington, reserve overall beef champion and FFA beef champion. Morgan Mishalke got FFA swine champion. She also got FFA lamb champion, which is very rare for a student to get 2 champion banners, so she's here tonight. Molly Schmier, FFA reserve lamb champion, and Katie Hall, FFA reserve goat champion. For our Ag Mechanics Awards, Jordan Min got third overall. Charlie Arend, also third in her category. Reed Boyer, third. Cruz Keller, second. And Brian Rhoda, second. And then Kayla Bano, who's here tonight, participated in the Vase-Off. She placed second in that competition and then received a first place ribbon for her small container garden. So if you guys can come up one by one, Brooklyn, if you want to start, and just introduce who you are, your projects, and if you're going to college, tell them where you're going to college.
Hi guys, I'm Brooklyn McAlexander. I raise swine projects as well as goat projects. I leave for college in 6 days. I'm going to Northern Arizona University to study nursing. Hi guys, I'm Kayla Bano. I had a lamb project and I also work at Pink Poppy Florals. I own my own business. I also have a nursery productions project.
Hi, I'm Costadina Angelopoulos, and I raise goats and swine, and I'm the goat herdsman as well. And I'm also our chapter reporter this year. And yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Maddie Aravitz. I raise cattle, steer, beef projects, and I will be continuing next year doing my alumni year, and I'm going to Palomar.
Hi, my name's Emma Russell. I did a lamb project this year, and I'm going to do another one.
Hello, my name is Molly Schmier. I'm a senior this year, and this year's FFA chapter chaplain for FFA. And I've been showing lambs for 6 years, and I will be doing another 2 next year.
Hi, I'm Morgan Mishalke. I raised 4 sheep this year and a pig, and I'll be doing the same thing next year.
Thank you. Next, we have presentations. Report from SEIU, Maura Bauer.
Hey, good evening, board members. Thank you for having me back. It's always good to see everybody fresh at the beginning of the school year. At SEIU, we had a great meeting last week to kick off our school year, and we got to see so many faces. Because of our schedules, we don't always end up at the same meeting. It's really hard to get everybody on the same page, but we are in agreement about some of our sunshine articles, so you can expect those at our next meeting. I've talked to Jackie so we can make sure to get those in plenty of time for the agenda. We missed this one just a little bit. We'll also be appointing the bargaining team pretty soon, so you have the opportunity to get to know some of us a little bit better, especially through ILSA once we start our negotiations, which will hopefully be soon. We were so happy to see all of the changes that have been put into place since our last negotiations closed. A lot of our members are looking forward to the educational stipend that'll be happening pretty soon. We just were working with Patty and HR about the formalities and how to get that started. We have a uniform increase this year, and also this year is new. We started with colors, so you'll be able to recognize some of our teams that are out on campus by the shirt that they're wearing, and easily identify them by their color. We think that'll be an improvement and also help people get what they need faster by being able to identify who's out there to help them. We also have some new regulations on recess work, which came into play a lot this summer with all of the electrical upgrades that were happening on campus. We had a lot of people doing extra work this summer to try and help. I don't know if you've been down to the staff lounge, but Beto and his brother just got awarded for the work they did down there. It is much more welcoming, and it has a cleaner feel for sure than in the past. We have some new faces on campus, and we have a few open positions as well. We've got some paras that have been added to our team, some new food services workers, as well as the kitchen manager that's up and coming. We're looking forward to that position starting. We have some updates to the information systems tech job. We hope that will get posted soon. We believe it'll be moving forward in a really positive direction and help, especially at the beginning of the year with all these Aries things that are going on. We'd love to have a person who just really can own that. Also, shout out to MOT for the progress on the Quonset hut roof. I've been seeing workers out there, even though it's so hot, on top of that building, getting it in shape to move our IT team down there. And that will be such a welcome thing for them, and as well as me. That's a lovely conference room. Or it was a lovely conference room. Now it's an office. We've also been working really hard, a lot of classified and certificated staff, to prepare for our Williams Act visit. Much of the things that are going to be examined fall in the scope of classified positions, so MOT. They've been working a lot on our facilities, making sure everybody's lights are working, making sure everybody's AC is working, and that we're compliant with the materials that we need for students in classrooms. Emily and her assistant Aria have also been working super hard at working with me and getting all of the books distributed to students, making sure that we're compliant there and have I have no issues. I feel very confident that we're going to do well on this, especially IT and the secretaries. They're having to prepare for this visit as well, front office, everybody. So overall, I feel like we're having a very smooth beginning of the year. There's always fires that you're going to have to put out, pardon my expression. There's lots of things that are unexpected that you have to deal with at the beginning of the year, but I feel like they're all being handled pretty well. So, you have any questions?
None. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have public comments. The Fallbrook Union High School District Board of Education encourages and invites the public to comment on agenda, non-agenda items. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Per legislation 1292, the board will give twice allotted time to a member of the public who utilizes translating technology assistance to address the board. Total public input on any one subject will be limited to 20 minutes and may be extended at the discretion of the board president. Comments on non-agenda items will be heard at this time. Comments on an agenda item may be taken at this time or when the agenda item is discussed by the board. Speakers will be called in order by topic and when card is submitted. The district's silence should not be mistaken for agreement with public comments. Rather, the board remains silent to comply with California law, avoid legal entanglements, and/or to protect the privacy of those involved. Do we have any public comments?
We do not.
None?
No, we just checked.
Okay. Communications and reports. Report from principals. Who would like to go first?
Good evening. This mic feels bigger than it used to feel, so I'm sorry, I'm going to look at my notes. It's been a fast 3 days here at the beginning of the year, but we are back and up and running. You heard a little bit about some of the incredible things that our ag students did over the summer. Some of our teachers came back and shared last week. We also had some of our band students performing on a national level at some incredible events that were back in the Midwest, I believe, somewhere. But Mr. Lee and some of the students got together this last Friday in the PAC and actually watched them perform live, which was a fun way to cheer them on from here at home. We also had at the fair as well some of our art students and even one of our art teachers who was recognized last school year, Ms. Bird, present their art, and all of them came away with some sort of recognition or award, including our teacher, which was kind of fun to share. So students have been up to things over the summer, even while they've been away from us. But we've got a great group here. It's great to see our returning students back on campus, and then our 9th grade group has shown themselves to be a great group of students as well. I've heard little birdie told me that things are internal data looks very positive for them with their 8th grade scores, so they're coming to us well prepared for tackling high school. It's great for us to also be back on campus. A big thanks to Ms. Gardner and Ivy High School for allowing us to use their space over the summer while we processed a lot of those electrical upgrades here. So we were all a little bit all over the place, but it's great to be back, and so far so good in all of the work that we did. I would like to piggyback on just the recognition of all the work that MOT did around the summer while they were functioning off of generators and things. To do the amount of work that they did is a ton of things. Our staff room downstairs is a really welcoming space, and that was a creative vision. When I approached them about some things we could do to make that a more workable space, it's where we host our new staff when they start with us at the beginning of the school year. So we're glad that it's a welcoming spot with a warmer feel. It's used by both our certificated and our classified staff throughout the year. Our arts block grant money also paid for a lot of renovations in our arts building, some new sinks, things that were more ADA accessible, storage cabinets, and even reconfigured one of our outdoor locker bays into a space for them to utilize for outdoor art during class time. So there's just some of the things that happened here over the summer while we were up at Ivy, kind of trying to peek down from up on the hill up there. Our students came through 2 weeks ago for registration. School business days, we're kind of shifting the titling of that because most of what students are doing is kind of taking care of business, getting their textbooks, devices, ID photos taken. But I'd like to extend a huge appreciation for our community partners who were also here. We had a lot of tables set up and a resource fair, so families and students were able to get a lot of information through that. And our ASB is actively prepping for a welcome back pep rally on Friday during WPT. So we have sometimes done that on the first day of school. We were really hoping if we waited 5 extra days, it would be a little cooler, and it looks like the weather is cooperating for the most part. So Friday should be a slightly nicer day for us all to be out at the field, kind of celebrating and kicking off the new school year. So any questions for me this evening?
No questions, just a comment. The activity you guys did in here seemed pretty cool. Some of the activities that were happening seemed great. It was cool.
Yeah, we had a good time. Yes. Thank you.
Good evening. I was out of town for our July board meeting, so I wasn't sure if we had a report of summer school, but just to give you a report on all that transpired over summer, including our cohabitation with Fallbrook and having everybody working together, as well as all the incredible renovations that were going on at the same time. But we only had about 4 students who were eligible to attend summer school as senior promoters. Of those 4, 2 showed up and completed on time. So we have 2 more graduates to add to our total graduation rate, which is great. Additionally, we ran a really solid ESY program with the help of Dr. Luna and Dr. Beam. So everything ran smoothly and efficiently, and we're glad to have 2 more kids walking away with diplomas this summer. In Classic, Ivy Forum this summer was all about the theme of transformation on our campus and really focusing on transformation that's going to support our students' educational environment. As has been recognized several times this evening, our amazing MOT team went above and beyond to help reimagine the existing space at Ivy. For those of you who have ever been there, you know that it is tight quarters up there at Ivy, and we are continuing to grow as our reputation expands in the community. And so we had a vision last spring about how we could maximize every square inch of our campus in anticipation that we are going to be exceeding, well, at least meeting our maximum capacity this year. So we've been able to make some modifications to existing spaces that were not functional in order to make them more functional for our students and for our families. So we were able to convert our undersized CTE classroom into a comprehensive family resource center that now houses our attendance office, our college and career coordinator. It also doubles as a conference space for our staff and our families. And our social worker now has a better space to meet with parents and students. We then converted our multi-purpose room into a much needed and much larger CTE classroom. And we're currently working or in the progress of creating an additional covered outdoor space that will double as an outdoor instructional space for our CTE projects, such as our Gone Boarding program that we implemented last year. Ivy has started with its highest enrollment in years, 30% higher than our starting enrollment in years past, and typically we double. We had a 100% return rate this year, which means 100% of the students who finished with us last year chose to return to Ivy High School, with the exception of students who moved out of state beyond their control. Typically, we have about a 20% of our seniors tend to want to go back to Fallbrook High School, but this year they felt that they were in their home and in a space that's going to support them. And even students who have made instructional progress in recovering their credits are not being let off with a lighter credit load. They are going to graduate with 230 credits if they remain with us, and will remediate their A through G courses so that they are eligible to go to college. I lost my spot for a minute. This year we're going to be focusing on a theme of engaging the mind, elevating the voice, and empowering the future. We're heavily focused on building a collaborative culture for both students and staff. We've had a really smooth first few days, and the energy on campus has been really positive for our students and staff. And we're just really excited about what this year is going to mean for Ivy. Similarly, Oasis went through a major transformation over summer. Again, they redesigned and reimagined our space so that we can truly build a collaborative culture in our schools. So all of our staff members are now located in the central office in new redesigned cubicles that are located in the main office. Again, our MOT teams and our I teams really went above and beyond to make that space visually and functionally hospitable and collaborative. We're starting this year with the most consistent staff that we have had due to retirements in my time at Oasis. And as we're embracing our new space as an opportunity to be truly collaborative, we believe that's going to translate into the success of our students at the school. In addition to a new and newly renewed instructional space, we have also integrated our primary instructional platform. So Apex has become Edmentum courseware. We were fortunate to be able to pilot it over summer, but we are now in the full swing of all of our students on that platform. Feedback from our summer instructor was that the new software program is really great in terms of functionality, access, resources, feels more contemporary, is more student and teacher accessible, and has a lot of accountability features that were lacking from our previous Apex program. The feedback has been much the same, both of Ivy and Oasis teachers who have implemented the program since day one this year. Both students and staff are feeling very positive about our new online curriculum. So with all being said, Oasis is off to an outstanding start. They're about 80% of full capacity, but I do expect that school as well to be full by December. Any questions that you have for me?
Can you just give me the numbers on what the capacity is of Ivy and Oasis?
Yes. So Oasis's maximum capacity without going over 6/5 or additional instructional periods is 80 students. Anything beyond that, we would have to pay per student, not exceeding 4. So we have 65 enrolled as of now. And we typically see growth throughout the first trimester in particular, though also again at about December. And then Ivy has a maximum capacity of 120 students. We typically double in size. We have an enrollment right now of 80 students. Our warm count's been slightly lower than that as we're still getting some kids back into the school. So if we were to double, we'd be looking at a significant increase beyond what the school can physically contain.
So Ivy can handle right now about 120?
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions that you have for me? All right, thank you very much. Oh, did you have one, Oscar? No.
No, just want to say thank you. Okay, next we have report from board members. Who would like to go first?
I just have two things real quick. We talked a little bit about the resource fair at the beginning of the year. I had a privilege of sitting at one of those tables representing our high school foundation, so we got to make some contact with community members and parents about what we're doing. What we're doing is trying to set up, we have a 501c3, and we're trying to just make a connection between the community to the schools and help people facilitate that with time, money, energy, whatever we have. So that was one thing I did. And then the other thing I did recently, we had a meeting with a very new and growing Lions Club here in Fallbrook, also with the foundation. We're exploring, it's early. Like I said, they're kind of growing, getting their feet under them. But we're exploring maybe a collaboration for glasses and eyesight support for our students. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Just want to clear up a couple of things. I know that we got a notice that there was going to be a couple public speakers. We got an email regarding folks coming in to speak. Folks did not fill out the form. However, I will be able to push the public comments to after the superintendent's presentation, which is next. So just, next time, if you guys could please just fill out the form so that we could continue with the agenda as it is. It's a learning process for everybody, but we welcome all public comments. As for me, just wanted to welcome everybody back to Fallbrook Union High School, to Ivy, and to Oasis. Great things are happening here. We have great leaders. And just welcome back, and I hope you guys enjoy the academic school year. Next, we have report from superintendent.
Good evening, board members. I'm pleased to share several important highlights and updates regarding student achievement, as well as updates on district initiatives. Next slide, please. As we begin this new school year, our theme is focus. In a world filled with competing priorities and constant distractions, we are committing ourselves to what matters most, our students and their success. Focus means keeping students at the center of every decision, every action, and every conversation. It means concentrating on the outcomes we want for every learner, ensuring that each student is challenged, supported, and empowered to achieve their full potential. Focus also means recognizing that student success is a shared responsibility. Every staff member, regardless of role, contributes to the educational experience and outcomes of our students, from the classroom to the front office, from transportation to child nutrition services, from maintenance to leadership. Each person plays a vital role in creating the conditions for student achievement. This year, we will focus on what we can control, align our efforts around student outcomes, and work together with purpose and intention. When we stay focused on our students and on the people responsible for supporting them, we create the greatest opportunity for success for all. I am going to relaunch the podcast. Do you have a minute? You may recall that a little over a year ago, I started this endeavor, but I started it on my own. And it's very difficult to interview, record, make sure the sound is right, ask the questions, edit, so I didn't get very far. So this year I have some help, and today we recorded 6 episodes. The first episode will be launched on Monday. It was an absolute pleasure and joy for me to get to know some of our staff members a little bit better. I had the pleasure of interviewing Coach Holcraft from Warrior Football, our new assistant principal, Leonard Lopez, and 4 new staff members, and then had lunch with 3 of them since their schedules lined up with lunchtime, their lunchtime, and the time that we were doing the podcast. And I'm really looking forward to a great year full of energy with this new staff. So look forward to that. It will be posted on our website as well as sent out via social media. The following slides are tentative outcomes from our internal data related to graduation and A through G readiness. Some really positive outcomes here. That is too far away for me to read, so let me pull out my copy. But we have been looking at our Fallbrook Union High School District seniors that graduated last year, A through G ready, and there has been a huge jump in these numbers. In 2024-25 school year, 47.6 of seniors graduated A through G ready in this district, and last year that went up to 63%. So we are looking forward to the dashboard going public. For Fallbrook High School, these are, the first slide was Fallbrook Union High School District, the entire district. Fallbrook High School seniors that graduated A through G ready, we went from 52% to 67%. So again, double-digit growth. Oasis High School had taken a dip last year, but they have more than recovered. Last year, their A through G graduation rate was 46.6%. Last year in 25-26, that went up to 60%. And this is something that many other districts and continuation high schools are already in awe of. But for the first time, 10% of seniors at Ivy High School last year graduated A through G ready. And that is a huge accomplishment. In fact, we had 2 seniors from Ivy be accepted into a 4-year university and commit. So congratulations to Ivy High School. We've also started looking at cohort graduation rate, which is different than the graduation rate year to year. The cohort graduation rate, as you know, looks at the number of freshmen, and then 4 years later, how many in that cohort graduated, where just regular graduation rate is only looking at how many seniors were here the first year, how many seniors graduated at the end of the year. So cohort rate seems to be a little lower. But when we look at our English learner graduation rate, that went from 69.5 with the 24-25 cohort to 84% for the 25-26 cohort. That is huge growth and wonderful for our English learners. Congratulations. And then our migrant student graduation rate, also double-digit gains. We went from 80% in both 23-24 and 24-25 to a 92% last year. So we are very proud of these results, and we look forward to, again, that dashboard going public and sharing our story. And finally, we found out recently that the Fallbrook Union High School District Child Nutrition Services was recognized as a silver tier recipient from the Eat Real Foundation. The Eat Real Foundation has only been around for a few years. They work solely with schools, and they work with and recognize districts that reach various levels in nutrition, fresh food, health, sustainability, and more. Their program is set up to do a full month assessment of 10 different key areas. Many areas are specific to nutrition services, while others are related to how the district handles food waste, recycling, supporting student emotional needs, and community outreach. In the input material that our Nutrition Services Director shared, she included information about the Wellness Center that has been headed by Dr. Annabelle Luna, the health booths at community events such as Trunk or Treat, and district-wide recycling efforts. The model for this recognition starts with a very detailed assessment in 10 key areas over a 1-month period. Our assessment period took place in October of 2025. They analyzed the data and gave us our starting rank in April. Typically, they would work closely with the district over the next few months, helping them to make improvements in different areas. The district would do another assessment a year later and have the opportunity to earn one of the tier awards. If FUHSD or nutrition services did not go past the assessment stage, so we didn't have to improve much of anything. We earned 94 points out of the gate, which put us up high in the silver tier, only 8 points away from gold, and the 4 tiers are green, silver, gold, and platinum. Although we have not verified the following, it appears there are only 4 districts across the nation that have reached the top 3 tiers. 1 district has reached gold, and 3 districts have reached silver. Fallbrook High School district makes up one of those 4 across the nation that have met this level of recognition. The Eat Real Foundation has set August 17th as a celebration day with a tasting booth during student lunch. They are planning on promoting these activities via email blasts on their social media platforms, and we will be recognizing our child nutrition services staff at the next board meeting. I will also be sending the board information on the celebration in case you wish to join us. Thank you.
Thank you for the update and the information. Okay, so we'll be moving public comments to now. I'm gonna go ahead and read the entire thing again. The Fallbrook Union High School District Board of Education encourages and invites the public to comment on agenda and non-agenda items. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Per legislation 1292, the board will give twice allotted time to a member of the public who utilizes translating technology assistance to address the board. Total public input on any one subject will be limited to 20 minutes and may be extended at discretion of the board president. Comments on non-agenda items will be heard at this time. Comments on an agenda item may be taken at this time or when the agenda item is discussed by the board. Speakers will be called in order by topic and when card is submitted. The district's silence should not be mistaken for agreement with public comments. Rather, the board remains silent to comply with California law, avoid legal entanglements, and or to protect the privacy of those involved. Who's our first speaker?
Chris Mifflin regarding district bus availability.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Mifflin. I live over off of Olive Hill, and I want to talk about the bus situation that we have going on. I have some points here that I'd like to hit. We're a bunch of working parents, me and some of the people that live around us. Both parents work. We have very busy schedules. We did not get any communication as far as the lack of availability of a bus in our area until about 10 calendar days before the school year started. We need clear communication and transparency in all areas of education. This includes clear policy and like what's the contract with first student? What's the minimum requirements to get a bus? Olive Hill Road, I don't know if you guys have been on it lately. It's pretty dangerous. There's no sidewalks. There's no shoulder for people to walk on. The school website says that if you live beyond 2 miles from the school, you would get a bus. And we were informed on the business day here, so 10 days before school started, we had to scramble and figure out what we were going to do. Is there an exact number that each neighborhood has to have in order to get a bus? The emails that we got, the communication from first students said low ridership. How was the ridership determined before bus pass applications were submitted or even requested? On the way home from transporting our kids home from school, we noticed that there's at least 6 children walking on Olive Hill. Olive Hill, again, is a very dangerous road with no place to walk. Justin at First Student said that there was a budgetary approval process to get a bus, and then he stopped replying to emails. What is the trigger for this process? Is it the district? Is it First Student? What's the deal there? And when is the process of ridership routes and priority decided? If you know that there's not going to be ridership for the next year, how is that determined? If it's through Aries, you know who lives here, who's going to transfer from Potter, then the communication needs to happen well before the school year so that these things can be ironed out. Again, we're very busy. I left straight from work early to get here. We have lots of things to do, and we just need to be able to plan, but also we would like the privilege to spend, I have twins that are now going to Fallbrook High. I'm going to spend $1,002 to put them on a bus for the year. And thank you for your time, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Next.
The next speaker is Chad Schofield. I hope I pronounced that correctly, on bus routes.
Good evening, board members. My name is Chad Schofield. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of my child as well as several other families off of Morrill Hills, Olive Hill, and Sleeping Indian roads. Growing up, I had to walk nearly 2 miles just to get to my own bus stop, and I value independence for our kids. So normally I would say 2 miles is not a big deal, but in our case, for our neighborhood, there is no safe route from our neighborhood to Fallbrook High School. Both Olive Hill and Sleeping Indian are narrow roads with blind curves, no sidewalks, no guardrails, or the guardrails are right up against the lane where the cars are driving by really fast. So these students are forced to either walk in the road or take e-bikes, which is even more dangerous. And on Monday, we saw 4 different students walking home right after school along those guardrails, really, really close to traffic. I don't want to see a kid get hit. So while this area was historically low-density agricultural land, a growing number of high school students live here now and are completely unserved by transportation. So we respectfully ask the board tonight to direct administration to conduct an immediate hazardous walk route assessment of Olive Hill, Sleeping Indian roads, and add a stop to existing routes in that neighborhood for the school year. Getting to school should never require a student to put their safety at risk. Thank you.
The next speakers are Kirsten and Eddie Garrett, transportation, Olive Hill to Sleeping Indian.
I'm going to apologize now because I'm a little emotional. My name is Kirsten Garrett, and my husband and I are here tonight because families of incoming freshmen for the Morrill Hills, Sleeping Indian, and Olive Hill areas were not informed that bus transportation to the high school would not be available. My family lives outside of the district's 2-mile transportation boundary, so based on the information available to us on the website, and due to previous elementary/middle school students, we expected our child to have access to a bus. We only discovered that there was not going to be one when I went to do a bus pass for my child, and there was no spot. Like ours is normally 636 Morrow, and it was not anywhere on there. So then I start looking, and there's nothing on there for Olive Hill, Sleeping Indian, Morrow at all. So I had emailed First Student asking what was the problem, if it was just something I was missing, if there was a page that wasn't there, and they told me that there was no bus for our area. As I looked into it more, I realized this is not just because of my family. This affects a lot more families within the area. And at the registration fair for the high school, we were the second group, and at that point, the young lady who was taking the bus pass applications noticed I didn't have one filled in, and she said, "Why?" And I told her I was one of the ones that did not have a bus stop. She said at that point there was at least 10 students who had turned in bus passes and to please contact Justin. I did, and I was told that at this time there was still not going to be a bus. Our neighborhood's not safe for walkers. 100%. There's limited shoulders. Our family itself lives right around a 90-degree turn, and our children, to get to the bus stop, have to go across that. I can't have my child walking the 4.9 miles to get here. And if you don't believe me about what the traffic looks like on Sleeping Indian, by all means, please contact me. I will let you come sit on my porch with me, we'll have a cup of coffee, and watch all of the traffic. I also feel that living within the 2-mile boundary for that area specifically should not deter them from getting a bus. It is not safe. And as the other 2 families who've been up here have already stated, we see these children walking home. We see the dust getting kicked up in their faces. We see the wind from the cars blowing them. And it's not okay. I don't care how old they are.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, no more public comments. Public hearing session. I would like to call the public hearing session for the initial bargaining proposal for Sunshine of the 2026-2027 contract, Fallbrook Union High School District with the Fallbrook School Teachers Association to order at 6:25 p.m. for the Fallbrook Union High School District. Notice is hereby given that the Board of Trustees of the Fallbrook Union High School District will conduct a public hearing regarding the initial bargaining proposal for the Sunshine of the 2026-2027 contract for the Fallbrook Union High School District with the Fallbrook High School Teachers Association. Are there any public comments for the public hearing for initial bargaining for Sunshine of the 2026 contract?
No, but I would like to go over what our Sunshine articles are, if that's okay.
Of course.
So the Fallbrook Union High School District hereby submits the following initial proposal for a collective bargaining agreement with the Fallbrook High School Teachers Association. For the articles that I am about to list, the district would like to amend, revise, or update the current contract language. Article 6, grievance procedures, we wish to clarify language addressing the procedure. Article 8, payment for non-teaching duties, longevity, and extracurricular duties, revise language on anticipated vacancies. Article 11, safety conditions of employment and specialized healthcare procedures, expand language on short-term pupil suspension. Article 12, transfers, clarify and revise language on transfers and reassignments. Article 13, evaluations, expand and establish language on non-satisfactory evaluation and improvement plans. Articles 15 and 16, employee benefits and salaries, are something that we negotiate every year, that we have a negotiation year. And then Article 19, department chairs and specialized job classifications, revise or establish language around the job description, qualifications, and assignment in the event of no interested or qualified candidates. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the report. And I will be adjourning the public hearing at 6:27 p.m. Agenda items, education services. Action item, approval of instructional materials for International Baccalaureate Diploma program courses. May I get a motion?
I move that the board approve the instructional materials for International Baccalaureate Diploma Program courses as presented.
Sorry about that. I will second that.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Mr. Haskell, second by Mr. Jones. Comments or questions? None. Okay, Mr. Crampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen's not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
And Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, student services. Action item, student discipline approval of reinstatement cases number 11 F2425 and 02 F2526. May I get a motion?
I move that the board approve the student discipline approval of reinstatement cases 115F2425 and 02F2526 as presented.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Mr. Haskell, second by Mr. Jones. Going to go straight to the vote. Mr. Caralampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen's not here. Mr. Haskell,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
and Mr. Rodarte is absent. Next, action item, acceptance of the 2026-27 grant award letter for Carl D. Perkins Career and Technical Education Act. Perkins 5.
I'll go ahead and motion that we accept the 26-27 grant award letter for the Carl D. Perkins Center and Technical Education Act as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Haskell. Comments or questions? None. Mr. Caralampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
and Mr. Rodarte is not here. Okay. Next, action item, 45-day revision of district budget fiscal year 2026-2027. I believe Brenda has a presentation.
I do, thank you. Okay, as you recall, when you adopted the budget at the end of June, I mentioned that when it was signed by the governor, there may be an additional COLA. They refer to it as the super COLA, and if that was the case, I would be back to do my 45-day budget revision. This is where we are. Okay, so with this in the budget, I have increased the revenue by $460,813, and that's on the unrestricted LCFF revenue sources. And I know there were a lot of questions last time about the COLA, like what does the COLA do? Where do we see the COLA? So I thought maybe I haven't broken down the components of the LCFF, which is the local control funding formula. So I'm going to do that for you. So I had the little pointer here. Maybe they took it off. Well, there's the pointer. Thank you. Okay, so as you can see here, here's the revenue. And so we get, this is our entitlement. So at adopted, we had our base grant, and I'm basing this on ADA, which is average daily attendance, of 1,867.88. So that's our ADA that I used at adoption. And our base grant here is $23,868,950. Then we have the grade span adjustment, that's right there. And then we have supplemental and concentration funds. Those are all components of the local control funding formula, which is how our entitlement is calculated. Then we add on home to school transportation, $527,000, and that gives us our total $31.1 million. Now that's broken up here. The first thing they do is when they fund that, the state, they take our property taxes. So our property taxes are $14,434,211. That's the first money that we get. If we had enough property taxes to reach 31 million, we would be considered a basic aid district and we would not require any money from the state, but we are not. So we get our 14.4 million in property taxes, and then the state aid backfills that with 15,018,746, and we have the education protection account, and that is the 1.7 million. So that's the total right there of how we end up with our funding from LCFF of $31,161,067. Now that was based on the COLA, as you see, this little clicker, the COLA of 2.87. Well, when the governor actually signed his budget, they gave us the increased COLA. They added the 1.44% to the 2.87, giving us a COLA of 4.31%. So what that did, as you break down, you can see it gave us an increase in revenue of $427,550. So when you want to know how does the COLA affect our base funding, that's exactly how. That was using the same identical ADA, the same property tax amount. It would have been an increase of $427,550. But I had already started accounting for, I'm working on closing the books, and I'll be coming at first interim, giving you an update on the 26-27 budget. So I had already started working on those changes. So I have already changed some of the budget. So you'll see the actual increase is $460,813. So I just wanted you to understand that's not just the COLA. That was also, you can see it by component. We have an increase in property tax. So our property tax is now based more, it's $14,557,000 instead of $14,434,000. I also increased the ADA by 2. So just those 2 slight changes made the difference. So the COLA alone represented $427,550 increase, but the increased ADA as well as the increased property tax, that made the increase for the budget $460,813. So that's why that's the overall increase. And then the next, in increasing the revenue, I had to increase the expenditures. And that 1.44 COLA, that is because the new law, effective January 1st of 2027, gives 14 weeks of paid pregnancy leave to anybody having a baby after January 1, 2027. So based on our sub-costs that we had last year, we are estimating that would cost us $140,000 additional subs now that we have the additional 14 weeks. So going through there, I increased the certificated salaries. That's where the subs are in there. And also we had, now that we have our numbers and students are actually coming in to school, we've had to add back 3.5 full-time equivalents, so that's certificated teachers. I know we did a RIF at the end of the year, and we had some retirements that we didn't think we'd have to bring back in the math department, but now our numbers are requiring us to bring those back. So I've increased the budget accordingly. So certificated salaries, $416,000. Classified salaries, $31,000, and then the benefits have to correspond with any salaries. Books and supplies, $160,000. Services and operating expenses, $68,000, and capital outlay, which is any equipment that's over $5,000. So that gives our total increase on the expenditure side of $946,000. And I did include a subsequent sheet here so you can actually see and review the details of all those increases. So if you're like, why did she add so much books and supplies? You'll see most of those are not unrestricted. Those are on the restricted side, and that's because we do have some grants, and I didn't have, at the budget adoption, I didn't have the expenditures budgeted because I wasn't exactly sure what the education side was planning to do with those grant funds. I've now worked with Dr. Luna, and I know what they plan to do with those, so I've added those to the budget. So that's part of the reason. So if you look there, you'll see all the details of every dollar. And that's broke down. Also in the budget that I had mentioned at adoption that there were probably going to be some one-time funds. And right now there are going to be one-time funds to about $930 per ADA. That's about $1.7 million for our district. And I did not include those in the budget at this time, again, because I have not been given a plan so for where those monies are going to be spent. But when I come back at first interim at the end of December, I will definitely have a plan by then, and they will be included. And then I will point out where those one-time funds have been budgeted at that time. That's the details of the expenditures. And then as part of the packet was that excess reserves, because anytime we have more than our required 3% reserves at a budget adoption or revision, I have to just state for the public why we have the additional reserves. So as you know, our 3% reserves are the $1.3 million. Well, that left us an additional 1.192. And so I know the board has mentioned returning back to our former district policy of holding a 6% reserve. So that would require that additional $1.1 million and then the $35,000 that we always have to hold for revolving cash. That's what makes up those additional reserves. And that is the increase and the update for our 45-day budget revision. Are there any questions?
I did want to add that the 14-week fully paid maternity leave, the cost seems a bit excessive for substitutes when right now it's 12 weeks. But what it is that the 14 weeks of leave can no longer be deducted from other available leave balances like standard sick leave. So in the past, someone who was out on leave after using their sick leave would get differential pay. That's not the case anymore. They have to be fully paid, and that's where the majority of those expenses come from, not just the substitutes.
Brandon, just quick clarification, and forgive me if this has already been covered, but so the change in the revenue is $460,813, and the additional expenditures is the $946 million?
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
Okay. And then my other question that I had was the state aid amount. How is that calculated? Like, how do they decide the amount that we get for state aid?
They have by grade, we get our base funding. So for high school, our base funding is $12,959 per ADA. So that is our base, and then we get a grade span adjustment, and then we get the supplemental and the concentration depending on our percent. Supplemental is 20% of the students who qualify. They're low socioeconomic, English language learners, homeless, foster youth. Then you get 20% of our base grant for those students, and then we get 65% for the students over 50%, if that's when you're considered concentration. When you have over 50% of your population that is considered supplemental, that's when the concentration kicks in. And we're at about 72% supplemental concentration, so that's the additional funding. And that's what makes up our LCFF funding entitlement.
Thank you. Also, just to clarify, make sure I understand right, the Super Cola, about 460,000, that's different from one-time money. One-time money was the 1.7 million, but we don't know if that's happening yet, correct?
No, it is happening.
It is happening.
It's happening. We're getting it. We just, as a district, nobody has shared with me where to budget it.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. May I get a motion for this item?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and motion that we accept the 45-day revised budget for 26-27 as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Haskell. Mr. Carampia votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
And Ms. Rodarte is not here, sorry. Next, Superintendent, Human Resource items, information item. Revised new and deleted board policies and administrative regulations and exhibits.
The revised new and deleted board policies and administrative regulations are being presented as an information item for a first reading and will return as an action item at the next board meeting. Ongoing reviews and updates are necessary with board policies and administrative regulations. This review enables the district to ensure the policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws conform to state and federal law. The district also compares its policies, regulations, exhibits, and bylaws with the California School Boards Association recommendations. Additionally, the review serves as a reminder to the governance team and staff of the operational principles and implementation guidelines for the district. There are currently no financial implications associated with this agenda item. Implementation of these proposed revisions should support district efforts to help students attain the goals identified in the LCAP. The revised new and deleted board policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits presented are informational items for first reading and will be placed on the next agenda for action.
Thank you. Next, we have action item, revised new and deleted board policies and administrative regulation and exhibits. May I get a motion?
I move that the board approve in the second reading the revised new and deleted board policies, administrative regulations, exhibits, and bylaws as presented.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Haskell, second by Mr. Jones. Comments or questions? Mr. Carampia votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, we have action item, initial bargaining proposal for sunshine of the 26-27 contract. Fallbrook Union High School District with the Fallbrook High School Teachers Association. May I get a motion?
Yeah, I'll motion that the board approve the initial bargaining proposal for sunshine of the 26-27 contract for the FUHSD with the Fallbrook High School Teachers Association as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Comments or questions? Mr. Carampia votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, approve Second Amendment to the 2024-2028 Superintendent Employment Agreement. The Second Amendment to Agreement for Employment extends the term of Superintendent Ilse Garza Gonzalez employment contract through the end of the 2029-2030 school year and provides for further one-year extension, so as long as the superintendent receives satisfactory or better performance evaluations. The Second Amendment also provides the superintendent with the following salary schedule. 2026-2027 fiscal year effective July 1st, 2026, $246,042. 2027-2028 fiscal year effective July 1st, 2027, $258,340 with $258,342. By the Second Amendment, the superintendent will also receive insurance benefits, including medical, dental, and life insurance provided to other district management employees through her 65th birthday or until she qualifies for Medicare, provided she reaches the age of 55 and serves the district for a minimum of 6 consecutive years. Finally, through the Second Amendment, the superintendent will receive a whole person examination at Scripps Center for Executive Health every other year for the term of the agreement beginning in 2026. All other terms of the employment agreement remain unchanged. The evaluation and terms of contract were discussed and agreed upon during the closed session. May I get a motion to approve the Second Amendment to the 2024-2028 Superintendent Employment Agreement?
Yeah, motion that we approve the Second Amendment to the 24-to-28 Superintendent Employment Agreement as presented.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Haskell. Comments or questions? Okay, Mr. Carampia votes aye. Mr. Christensen is not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, action item, new job description, visual and performing arts freshman seminar teacher. May I get a motion?
I motion that the board approve the new job description for visual and performing arts for freshman seminar teacher as presented.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Haskell. Comments or questions?
This was the one I was just curious about earlier.
Ms. Toon? And between the two of us, we should be able to answer your questions. Did you just want a general overview?
Well, I would say a general overview is we have done quite a bit of work in terms of gathering data around our 9th grade students. And as we presented at previous board meetings, we know we have a higher DNF rate for those students. So one of the things that a committee has done has put together a plan for addressing some of the transition challenges that our 9th graders face when they are coming to high school. And so we have a course that's called Freshman Seminar. It has 4 units, setting expectations, using their time with purpose, social emotional development, plans beyond high school. And as we started looking at many things, our budget included, we also have Prop 28 funds, which allow us to fund arts and education. One of the parameters around our Prop 28 funds is you have to spend 80% of those funds on staffing. So in the past few years, we have had some carryover of those funds that are considered one-time funds that we've been looking to place different places. Because we've normally given 5/4 sections to our arts teachers, they are a little bit tired, so they no longer want to do those 5/4 sections. So we were looking for a way to utilize those one-time funds where we weren't having to have a volatile position. Because we also needed this course, we decided to blend those 2 initiatives together so that we could utilize those funds more strategically. So what we've done is we've taken our freshman seminar course, and then we have created a job description because our freshman seminar course already had projects embedded within it that were based very similarly to some of our arts standards. So by utilizing our arts standards and hiring a visual and performing arts teacher to teach the course, we're able to increase access to those standards for our students, utilize those Prop 28 funds, and offer this course as an elective for our 9th grade students, especially with our budgetary constraints.
And a 5/4 is when a teacher teaches during their prep. So they basically teach all day long without additional time to prepare for their classes, which in an art class, as the same as in a science class, is important because they're setting up paint and brushes and cleaning and things of that nature. The idea is that this course will only be for this year, and then when we transition to semester, it will go back to being a freshman seminar course for 1 semester, with the 2nd semester addressing financial literacy.
Thank you, Ms. Turner.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Comments or questions? Anything else? Sorry. Mr. Carampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen's not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, action item, revised job description, information data systems technician. May I get a motion?
I'll go to motion that the board approve the revised job description for information data systems technician as presented.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Haskell. Mr. Caralam, any comments or questions? None. Mr. Carampio votes aye. Mr. Christensen's not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
And Ms. Rodarte is not here. Next, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted with one action. There is usually no discussion of these items prior to the time of the Board of Trustees vote on the motion unless members of the board request specific items to be discussed or deleted from the consent agenda. Going to go ahead and approve. Action item is approval of consent agenda. May I get a motion?
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Haskell, second by Mr. Jones. Comments or questions? None. Mr. Caralampia votes aye. Mr. Christensen's not here. Mr. Haskell?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Rodarte is not here. Okay, next, organizational matters. This is the appropriate place in the agenda for members of the board to request the superintendent provide further information regarding items discussed at this meeting and/or request that new items of business be placed on future agendas. Do we have any organizational matters? None? Okay. Date and time of next meeting. The next regular meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held on Wednesday, September 9th, 2026 at 4:30 p.m. in the Fallbrook High School Library. There being no further business to come before the board, the regular meeting of August 12, 2026 was adjourned at 6:53 p.m. by Oscar Caralampio. Thank you.